bienvenida a esta recepción oficial con motivo del Día Nacional de México y también del 170 aniversario de la apertura de este consulado. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Consulate of Mexico in Albuquerque is honored to welcome you all to this reception in occasion of Mexico's National Day, and also is pleased to celebrate the 170th anniversary of the consulate opening. We would like to highlight the presence of the representatives of the U.S. Congress, Lieutenant's Governor's Office, mayors, Bernalillo County Sheriff, UNM President, civil society, and media representatives. To begin this ceremony, let's have the welcome remarks of our General Consul, Norma.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Muchas gracias por estar aquí en este día tan importante para el consulado. Honorable Tim Keller, Mayor of Albuquerque, thank you for being here with us. I would like to convey to you my warmest welcome this afternoon in this wonderful place that is the Albuquerque Museum. Thank you very much to the city of Albuquerque for the generous support. I wish to thank Mayor Keller, as I said, Director of Cultural Service, Dr. Shale Sanchez, and Museum Director Andrew Connors for all the help you have provided us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shale. It is a great honor and a great pleasure for you to accompany me on such an occasion as this is the National Day of Mexico. Your presence is a seal of esteem and friendship for the Mexican community, for the consulate, and of course, for Mexico. Normally, we celebrate the National Day of Mexico before September 16th. However, in this occasion, I consider it important to do it today, September 18th, in order to also celebrate the 170th anniversary of the opening of the Consulate of Mexico. In the mid-19th century, the population of New Mexico was approximately 60,000 people who, as a result of the 1848 new border boundaries, had to choose between staying in the United States or returning to Mexico. Thus, on September 18, 1849, the government of the then President of Mexico, José Joaquín de Herrera, submitted for the consideration to the Mexican Senate the convenience of opening a consulate in New Mexico in order to provide the necessary assistance and protections to Mexicans residing in this territory. I quote the text: "Whereas the most illustrious president considers the obligations which the government has to provide to all Mexicans established in the territory which, as a result of the Guadalupe Treaty, came under control of the United States of America, all the necessary protection, so they may freely exercise commerce or professional occupations, I believe the establishment of a consulate in the state of New Mexico is essential to achieve the aforementioned purpose. In compliance with Article 110 of the Mexican Constitution, proposes to the Chamber that Manuel Armendariz undertake the duties pertaining to the aforementioned consulate. I reiterate to your excellencies the assurances of my appreciation." End of the quote. Today, 170 years, the Mexican Consulate maintains the same commitment to offer guidance and support to the Mexican and Mexican-American community, totaling more than 500,000 inhabitants residing here. Likewise, after 170 years, Mexico and New Mexico can be satisfied with the close relationship we have established through the innumerable links of cooperation, exchange, and mobility in educational and cultural matters, as well as a mechanism of political dialogue and development which in particular exists between Chihuahua and Sonora and among sister cities. No doubt we still have much to do, but today, more than ever, the border we share has united us. Mexico continues to be the United States' main trading partner. Our bilateral trade with New Mexico amounts to over $2 billion. There are important Mexican companies in New Mexico, such as Cementos Chihuahua, which this year celebrates 25 years in Tijeras, as well as countless small and mid-sized businesses of Mexican origin, or Mexicans who work hard in various economic sectors, who reside here and confer great value and content to our bilateral relationship. But undoubtedly, our relationship's greatest heritage in these 170 years has been and will continue to be our communities, comprised of binational, bicultural, bilingual, and even cross-border families. I would like to thank the New Mexican authorities, Governor Lujan's administration, the members of the State's Congress, the mayors and councilmen and women for the initiative they had presented and the implementation of public policies favoring the empowerment and integration of migrants and their families. Before concluding, I wish to thank all the sponsors who supported the Consulate of Mexico in carrying out all these activities related to the National Day of Mexico and the celebration of the 170th anniversary of the opening of the Consulate. Un agradecimiento muy especial es para el personal que trabaja en el consulado. Un equipo, gracias. Un equipo muy integrado que acoge con entusiasmo todas las iniciativas y proyectos que se nos presentan. Somos un equipo de 14, pero parece que somos 30, como hace poco nos comentaron. A cada uno de ustedes les agradezco toda su entrega y sentido de responsabilidad. Finally, I would like to propose a toast for Mexico, for New Mexico, and for the enormous friendship and the fraternal historical ties which unite us. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Consul. We are overjoyed to have between us today the mayor of this beautiful city. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Tim Keller.
Well, buenos tardes, Burke, y Mexico. This is a special occasion for our city indeed, and we're so lucky to have such a wonderful consul. We have done a lot together, and I'll speak a little bit about that, but you know, in this city, I have to reflect a little bit on a couple of days ago, and won't go into detail, but of course we had the President of the United States visiting, and it was a fun moment. We like to have a little bit of fun when I was able to express happy birthday to Mexico on behalf of the city and also share that with our president. And so that's right, that's right. So 2 days ago, just in the park behind us, we all wished our best to our friends South Mexico and wished them happy birthday on 16. So that was very special. And today, though, is something that is such an important reflection of this whole region's history, in many ways of our country's history, and of course, our city and state's history. The fact that we are celebrating our 170th, that is a very, very special thing. And you know, I don't have a lot of anniversaries in terms of, I'm only 8 in on being married, so that's my only other reference here. So 170 years, and it's been a lasting relationship. I think most importantly through thick and thin, through a history that we won't get into in detail, but we all know has had some very unfortunate lows and some wonderful celebration points that have continued to unite our two communities. And having a consul here is a proud point for our city. Not every city that isn't a Houston or an LA or Washington has a consul. For us, this is part of who we are as the city of Albuquerque. And I know in this city, not only do we champion and respect and cherish our Hispanic heritage, we also respect and champion our Mexican heritage. And that is reflected in 170 years. Now, we've tried to honor that notion of respect by trying to really reestablish bridges. That would be as opposed to building walls. We are reestablishing bridges with everyone we can south of the border. And we're also trying to do that in a way that benefits all aspects of our city. So it started by reconnecting with one of our sister cities, Guadalajara, and our program there with the gathering of mayors across borders to discuss all of the issues that affect us, also to establish the trade relationships that we need. We do have numerous companies that are actually working down in Guadalajara and our other sister city just a little bit north, Chihuahua. And so for us, our city, with the help of many of you in this room, the Hispano Chamber, folks like our honorary consular from Spain, Fred Mondragon, and his efforts, we have a bilateral agreement with the city of Chihuahua reestablished, I think for the first time in 12 years. And I have amazing news for you in this. We think some of this is just about tourism and enjoying each other's community, and that's true. Because, by the way, there's an amazing Copper Canyon down there that is just as impressive as the Grand Canyon. But it's also very real. In the next 2 weeks, we're actually sending a team from APD, of all departments, from our police department, down to Chihuahua, because what they are doing with respect to the integration of community policing and also real-time crime centers is actually way out in front of almost every city in America and Albuquerque. So we are going to use that relationship in also ways to help keep our city safe and learn from our friends just south of the border. And as I mentioned the border, I also want to mention that we all know, I think, our history, many here much more than I do. But when I went down to Chihuahua on one of our trips, it was amazing because it is so similar to New Mexico. In fact, I mean, whether it's the Sonoran Desert, whether it's our accent, whether it's our slang, whether it's Tecate, I mean, you really can't even tell if you're in New Mexico or Mexico when you're in Chihuahua. And even, you know, those folks who know, you know, even we had burritos on the side of the road and you couldn't even tell the difference between New Mexico burritos and Chihuahua burritos. And so, amazingly, my Spanglish worked great there. You know, it didn't work as good in Guadalajara. So, truly for us, it's a nice reminder that, you know, the border crossed us, right? That's how this all happened. That line somewhere in the middle of the desert is really completely arbitrary. And the bridge that crosses that line day in and day out is the bridge between the consul's office, our city, and our state, and our country. That is what we're celebrating today for 170 years. And so I want to acknowledge that formally on behalf of the city. So I'm going to invite the consular back up here. So we have, by executive order, on behalf of the city of Albuquerque, I, Mayor Tim Keller, do declare today 175th Mexico Albuquerque anniversary. Congratulations, Consul.
Thank you so much, Mayor, for expressing the esteem and the special consideration you have for Mexico and its people, not only with your kind words, also with clear actions that have been shown in Albuquerque that every member of the community is valuable, regardless of immigration status or nationality. Thank you so much for that. We would like to make a toast for the freedom and the dreams of our people, but also for those who work every single day with passion and huge dedication to help them to build new and better ways to achieve their goals. Those people are each of you, who for years have served the community and its people in need with the best of your talent and knowledge to make this world a better place for everyone. Thank you so much to everybody. Oathly. Oathly is a Nahuatl word that means path, alluding to the idea of opening a path for others, and is also the name chosen by the Instituto de Mexicanos en el Exterior more than 20 years ago for the award given every year to those people and organizations that have contributed to strengthen the relations between Mexico and its Mexican communities living abroad, to nurture their sense of belonging and identity, and to promote a better understanding of the Mexican culture and traditions. 2019 has been declared by the United Nations as the International Year of Indigenous Languages. It is alarming that according to data from that organization, only 3% of the world population speaks 96% of the almost 6,700 languages in the world. Although indigenous peoples make up less than 6% of the world's population, they speak more than 4,000 languages. In this context, el Instituto de los Mexicanos en el Exterior, through the Consulate of Mexico in Albuquerque, awards the Oathly to the Metamorphosis Documentation Project for its outstanding work in favor of the preservation, documentation, and international promotion of the traditions of the indigenous communities in Oaxaca and Michoacán. The valuable work of its directors has helped to keep the ties of Mexicans who live abroad with their communities of origin, and has opened a window to the new generations the immense cultural wealth that indigenous peoples guard. Please, our winners of this year, come on to the stage and give us a thunderous applause for them. We also commend the sense of social responsibility of this non-profit project, which also transfers the rights of reproduction and royalties to these communities with the purpose of using these resources for the benefit of its population. But let's hear directly from them a special message prepared for you.
First of all, we'd like to congratulate the Consulate of Mexico in Albuquerque for their 170th anniversary and for the excellent work that they do for the Mexican community in New Mexico. It is a great honor to receive this award, and we want to thank Consul Norma and the Consulate of New Mexico in Albuquerque, the Institute of Mexicans Abroad, and the Mexican Secretariat of Foreign Affairs for this honor. We also want to recognize and thank our collaborator and board member of Metamorphosis Documentation Project, filmmaker Ruben Abruña. Ruben has been an integral part of our projects, and he couldn't be here with us because he lives in Zurich, Switzerland. There comes a time when the most talkative and sometimes eloquent person is without words. I just want to say that when your work is a combination of art, anthropology, and social work, with the purpose to help protect, promote, and preserve traditional cultures, you never think of the possibility of receiving an award like this. In the communities we work in, we receive recognition, but most commonly is a cup of hot chocolate or the distinction and respect of being called maestro. I do not exaggerate by saying this award goes beyond anything we had ever imagined. Muchísimas gracias.